Hi, folks. This is Jordan, founder of Skilled Game Studio. We're currently running a Kickstarter for our game Battle Siege Royale, and honestly, guys, it's not going as well as we had hoped. On paper, it looked like we had done everything right, but in reality, well, we learned a lot. Um, so I just wanted to share some tips and tricks that I use to keep myself and my team motivated after a major financial setback like the one we're experiencing now. And so just to clarify, guys, our Kickstarter could succeed. It hasn't failed yet, but it's just not looking very promising. And so, of course, this has hurt the morale of the team, and it's something that I think all of us as developers face at some point or another. So I have 5 points here, and I'm just going to jump right in here. So the first point that I have here is that take every setback as a learning opportunity. And so I'm not going to use the word failure because really I think failure implies that you've given up. That's the only time that you've really failed is whenever you've thrown in the towel and said no more. And so I think as long as you're willing to take feedback and learn and adjust, um, setbacks are really an awesome feedback tool that helps you get there. Um, it's never fun at the moment, but if it weren't for setbacks, we think everything was easy, and we wouldn't have the tenacity and the perseverance to do what really requires doing. And I don't know if that makes any sense, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that achieving something really great doesn't just happen. It takes dedication and it takes purpose. And you can be guaranteed that if you're going to try something difficult, you're going to have setbacks like this. It's just going to happen. Um, or maybe you're one of those really lucky people and like everything just pans out for you. But everybody that I've ever known that never has any kind of a trial in life, they don't really aspire to much. They don't really try that hard to do something outside of the box. Um, there's exceptions to every rule, of course, but that's just my experience. Um, and so I just want to clarify, guys. I'm not saying that if something's just totally not working, that you should keep beating a dead horse. You know, if you have this what sounds like a great idea in your mind of a game idea, like Plants vs Zombies, who would have thought, But let's say you come up with something, maybe zombies versus puppies or something, and it's just not gaining the momentum that you were hoping. And you've tried making adjustments, and you've tried this, that, and the other. Well, I'm not saying that you should keep trying the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. That's not what I'm saying at all when I talk about perseverance and tenacity. I'm saying game development as a whole is a goal, and Battle Siege Royale is just one step towards that goal. And we would love for Battle Siege Royale to work out, but um, ultimately we're going to strive towards being game developers. That's the end goal. So I guess that takes me to point number two. Don't rely too heavily on one social media platform. Um, so we just broke 1,000 followers on Twitter, and we're super, super grateful to all of you guys that have been a part of that, helping us just, you know, get to where we are now. But that was really the only social media platform that we really relied on. We only have about 30 followers on Instagram. We have about 80 likes on Facebook, and we have about 30 YouTube subscribers. And so we were almost entirely leaning on um, Twitter as our sole platform to kind of, build an audience and get people to get behind us for what we're doing. And I think that was a mistake. I think we probably should have focused a little bit more on multiple platforms and kind of diversified a little bit. Um, and the other thing is we built a community really fast. We're up to 1,000 followers now. We did that in a few months, and it's taken other game developers years to do that. And so they've grueled and really built relationships with their followers, whereas, 1,000 new people walking through the door in a few months, it's impossible to get to know them all on a personal level. And so it's definitely more difficult to get that level of commitment from them. Um, I always say this because I run a construction business, and I say this to my guys in the construction business: anything done fast doesn't last. And so, I guess if I were to do it over again, I would tell myself, take your time building a community. It's okay. It's going to take time to build a solid community. And it's more than just numbers. You can't just look at your profile and say, oh, I've got 1,000 followers, I'm ready for a Kickstarter. Um, if it was that easy, we would be in a totally different situation right now. And then my third point is balance mechanics with visuals when you're doing your promotion. So I have a background in 3D design. I'm pretty handy with Blender. Um, not too bad with Photoshop either. And so knowing that that was kind of my skill set, I really wanted to focus heavily on the coding and the mechanics, because that wasn't my primary thing, and I wanted to do the hard thing first, and see that we honestly had a platform that would work with the game mechanics. I just died. We'll start over here. And so that's what I did. I really focused on the game mechanics. And so, like, for example, if I come over here and I start shooting this castle, the mechanics are sound, the programming's all there, but the visuals are anticlimactic, as you'll see here in just a minute. And so these were things that I kind of put on the back burner, knowing that they were things that I could come back and take care of later. And I don't think I should have done that. I think I really should have balanced my 3D art with my programming. Um, and I think we would have something better to show here now. And so, having said that, we know that mechanics aren't readily visible. They're not something that you can really tangibly see until they've been polished with a certain level of 3D art. So, yeah, that's that. Just balance your mechanics with your visuals. People aren't going to see your mechanics; they'll see your visuals. Um, and then the fourth thing I would say is consider your timing. I think a major part of why we're struggling with this Kickstarter right now is because it's October, and a lot of developers just finished massive Kickstarter campaigns. And we know that the indie dev community is a relatively tight niche community. And a lot of those people that were backing those big projects, they might just kind of be out of cash or funded out, And here we are at the tail end of things, asking for money when everybody else has already done that. And it might have been better. We originally wanted to start our Kickstarter in August when it was really hot timing, but we weren't ready to show something that was worth really asking for what we were asking for our Kickstarter goal. And then my last point is, don't be afraid to step up to the plate and swing that bat again. If a batter went and sat down after his first strike, he would miss two chances for a home run. For my Great Britain friends who don't play baseball, I guess that's an American sport. If a golfer went and missed on the first hole, there's 9 holes that he'd totally miss a chance to get a hole in one, or even par or what have you. I'm not a huge golf fan, so I'm totally talking out of my rear end here, but you guys get what I'm saying. Make some adjustments, and when you're ready, come back and give it another go. Don't be afraid don't be afraid to try and succeed again in the future, just because you had a setback in the past. So anyway, guys, thanks for taking the time to watch this. We really appreciate our community. You guys have been great, and yeah, I know a lot of you guys are developers yourself. It is a challenge sometimes. It really is. I know better than anyone. I run a business, a small business, and that's how I fund this studio, completely based off of my small construction business. And I know a lot of you guys that you probably are funding your game studio from your day job, or maybe small Patreon donations, or maybe some of you are under 18 and you still live with your parents, which is cool that you have that opportunity to use that time that you're living with your folks to do game development. But it can be very rough sometimes. So I hope that some of the things that I shared with you are encouraging. If you've ever faced this kind of setback, I just want to encourage you guys. You know, this is really a dream. A dream for anybody to make a career out of building video games, and to do it for themselves and not a major AAA studio. That's really the dream. And so you know, those kinds of dreams are going to take tenacity. They're going to take perseverance. It's going to take staying encouraged even when you do have these kinds of setbacks. And just remember, as long as you're still trying, you haven't failed yet. So, guys, I just can't reiterate enough how much we appreciate you as our community. Taking the time to watch this video, taking time to read our blogs, to follow us on Twitter, to be members of our Discord community, following us on IndieDB and YouTube and our various platforms. Guys, you're really the ones that make this possible for us. So yeah, I hope this was encouraging, and I hope that you understand just how much we value and appreciate you over here at Skilled Game Studio. Have a good rest of your week, whatever time zone you're in. Good morning, good evening, and yeah, just thanks, guys. We really appreciate you.